Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Discraft Nuke, and it might be the best disc in the world. So the format is as it always is. I'm gonna play a full round, putting, driving, approaching with this disc only. And then we will see how it compares to all the other discs on the leaderboards. First, we got the first Gannon bird check of the day. And I am not a Gannon Burr, sadly. But at least I'll get a par. Ka-chow. If you're not familiar with this disc, let me explain. It is a distance driver, meaning it has the speed of 13, so it goes really far. Then it has some flip, so it can turn, get some distance, and come back in the end, because it's a driver. And especially this run of Nukes Tour Series Swirl is just the money run where you can hyzer flip them. Hopefully you can. Ezra Aderholt says you can, but he's also the most rated guy on tour, so who should I believe? I don't know. Let me test it out. I'm gonna give it this amount of hyzer. Hopefully it will flip to the pin, because this hole is the second longest par 3 on the course, so you really need to throw hard. Get overstable, sir. So from that we learned that disc is a little less overstable than I thought. It has some good flip, and you saw that by the disc going to the right. I ended up a little short. Would really love to run this, but this is no putter. So maybe I run it anyways without me knowing, because it's so fast. That is absolutely parked. Easy par. I would have loved to get that birdie on hole number 1, just to get the early birdies flowing and be on the par from the get-go. But being even par through 2 holes is also very acceptable. Hole number 3, I have to hit this narrow gap and then skip a lot to the left. So this should actually be a decent option for it. I will throw it on as much hyzer as I have in my body. It is this much. Let me do my best. That is not good. I think, the big rim was just a little too big for me. Normally I only throw 12 speed distance drivers, and they have a little smaller rim made for my smaller hands. So this is the moment where we can see if it's actually decent for approaching, because this is trouble town. Flex forehand, come on. Maybe just go in. Oh, that is a little deep. Little high, little low. Oh, this is a long putt to save the par. And I haven't putted that much with this Nuke yet. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Fade. This is gonna be a long day. But the first par 4 of the day. This is where the distance driver normally shines, on long driving holes. So I have watched this one flip a lot, so I think I'll still give it a lot of hyzer, even though the headwind might have been the cause for the big flipping. All in all, you just want to get out of the gap, and you'd rather miss left than right. So maybe I'll give it a little more hyzer. I don't know, man. It was just straight on that man all the way. And I say man, I mean tree. This is still a long ways left, man. But I do have the forehand gap here. So I think I'll just chuck it as hard as my forehand possibly can. And then hopefully we'll get to some sort of putting. I forgot the height. No. I shout out at this half a year ago, but if you use UDisc and you are new to this UDisc community thing, it's a very fun thing where you can see how your friends are doing in their rounds. Feel free to also follow me. My handle is Magnus with 4 and 2. So feel free, my guys, feel free. So the last approach we did not go that well. Hopefully this one will. Oh, somebody put water and dirt on it. I think the forehand is still the preferred option here. Let me just see how it goes. And then hit the hill and sit down. That was not a sit down. That thing bounced like it was on a bouncy castle. And I guess, if you are a disc, that hill might be a bouncy castle to you. I am happy that it did not bounce any longer than this. Now I just have to see if it can tap in right outside the bullseye. It definitely can. It is a tough thing to find a grip on a putter with this big of a rim. So I should have learned by now and from earlier mistakes that I should not be in front of this camera when I throw. And hopefully I am not. This disc will actually be fine for this hole. Just give it a little smooth, little, and then it will run to the basket hopefully. All I gotta avoid is the out of bounds that is marked by the white sticks. It is for sure not out of bounds. But look, it's over there. Huh. And to clarify, I did not miss the mandatory because I bounced on that tree all the way over here. This is actually a tough spot because it is not really possible to see the basket from here. It is around the corner and the wind is coming over my right shoulder. So I'll try to hyzer something close. Okie dokie. You know what I always say. Mama raised no scared man. But let me tell you one thing if you're new to this channel. By the way, subscribe. But right behind that basket is out of bounds. And you can see the other side of the out of bounds marked by those white sticks. So if this is an air ball, I will be taking a 5. Come on, man. Come on. I've never been so happy to hit a putt with a 13-speed driver. Maybe this might actually be the first time that I ever done it. So normally there's a lot of tailwind on this hole always. But today it is more a wind from the right to the left. So it's just a crosswind. I still think I'll throw my disc over here very high and let it turn all the way to the right. Hopefully do not go into the hazard. But if it does, it does. I like it, I like it. Nothing lost. And if you really want yourself to get a nuke that you can throw around on crazy lines like that, go to discraft.dk and see if they have some nukes in store. I am pretty sure they have. And by the way, they do also have this new thing on Facebook. It's some sort of a community group for Disc Tree where they do giveaways and just inform you guys about all the things going on at Disc Tree. If you wonder how to find it, just check the description. And there will be a link for the Disc Tree Facebook page. This spot is actually interesting because normally I would throw a mid-range on this throw, but there is also the forehand option, and I think that might take the cake. It is close to 100 meters, so it will be a full throw with this disc, but if I do it correctly, this should be tapping birdie. Why do I throw my forehand so low today? Such a good drive, just wasted. I really have to stop doing so. Throwing my forehand into the ground. But I get another possibility to make everything right here. Don't do it. I threw it right into that bush. I tried to get some height on it, and the only thing that resulted in was me yanking that disc. When is this birdie coming? I am really waiting for this birdie to come. Hopefully in the next stretch of holes I will at least have some opportunities, because if I do not get one, it might be a long day. But there's always the birdie opportunity on 15. Always. So this right here is for par, and luckily I thought through the thicker the bush to this more open putt. That is sad. Just a little too much going on, making me count the bogey. We got somewhat low ceiling, and then the basket is up on a hillside. So you kind of want to skip it, but at the moment there's a lot of apples on the ground, meaning if you skip it you might make some apple pie. That is actually a putt for birdie, but wow, I did not release that disc how I wanted it to. It seems that I'm a little bit scared of the disc turning too much. I shouldn't be on these shorter holes. I really shouldn't be. So no apples were harmed during the process of filming this. But I tell you, I will harm those chains over there. Stop hitting the band, Magnus. So this is what it looks like when I cannot find out the putt with the world's best disc. Maybe it's not a good disc after all then, if it cannot do the putting. Oh, we got a new tee pad on this hole. Lovely. It's hole number 8. It reminds me a lot of the last hole. It's just a little bit further, so I can throw this disc a little bit harder. Oh, it has a lot of flip actually. Let's go up the hill. Oh wow, that disc went miles. It's jungle time. This is actually the worst spot I've been in on this hole for a while. So this is all the wrist popping through this gap up here. Yeah, could not produce anything from in there. Sorry guys, I'll take another par. When will I get my first birdie? Please stay watching to find out. Wow, that felt so much like it was staged. Because it was. So this hole is just a big hyzer, nothing else. Let me do my very best. That will be a scary putt. Now I have to consider, do I run it or do I not? And I guess you already know what the answer to that question is. Because we need the birds. This one actually feels like a pretty makeable putt. No, no, no. So this disc has not been showing up in a good way. Man, I cannot putt with this. Hopefully that changes now. Nope. Another sad bogey. This course has been rough to me lately. And sadly, that's part of science. When you cannot figure out a course and a disc, science will tell you instantly. But that was the front nine. Hopefully back nine goes better. So back nine here, gotta reset the mentality and gotta get right into shredding. It's a little flex forehand, should be a decent disc for the job. I somehow did not hit a single tree, but at the same time I got the disc a little high. So putting has to be on point again. Maybe that is what I gotta reset. I'm a good putter, I'm a good putter, I'm a good putter. Straight open alley right here. Fate! No! I was really hoping to get a birdie through the hole 7 to 10. Not this time. Maybe I'll birdie one of the harder holes then. Very tight par 4, very tough gap to hit. Let me not think too much about it. Just take my nuke and boom, boom, sours. Nukes, baby. But man, I'm so happy that I hit the first gap. Got a little bit of an unlucky break in the end. Okay, I'm just gonna roll it, hope for the best. That is the worst feeling when you're rolling, when your disc just goes perfectly the right way, rolling, 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 and then it just hits, you know, this trunk of a tree square on. And you're like, that was why I rolled it, to miss you. Now I have to make another long putt for a birdie, come on now, dog. Should I just tell myself that this is my drive, that this is for eagle? Will I hit it more times then? I think I will. Magnus, this is for eagle. It did not work, but I guess it was worth a try. So another thing about putting drivers is that they get the worst ground play of them all. It always drags the disc away from the basket. Oh, importante. Good thing I hit that one. Would have not loved to go 4 over par. I really think I should start birdieing soon. Holes will not get easier, they will not. So hole 12 here, it is a long par 4 and you really want to get this drive far down and a little bit to the left. And then it opens up for the over the top play. Should be a fine place to land. This right here screams over the top play. I think that there is a little headwind up there. So should throw it a little bit different than I normally do. Normally there's wind coming this way, which helps the hyzer. But today I just, you know, check it up, check it down. I like the initial look of it. It is another birdie putt inside circle 1. But when will I get a 5-meter birdie putt? These long birdie putts got me tripping. I'm missing him right, I'm missing him left. I'm sorry guys, this is a bad showing for the nuke. I did expect a little more out of it. Mainly because I expect a little bit more out of me putting with a driver. This has been bad. Normally I would use my T-Bird right here, which is a 7-speed. This disc is a lot more speed than that. So hopefully I can just throw it up in the air and the disc will do the rest itself. Hopefully. Oh no. So the first flight of that disc was perfect. It just got up, rode to the right, and I was like, it is home. But then for some reason, the disc decided that it wanted to get back. And back it got. It got back for a long way. This will be another long putt for the birdie. The disc went way too far. I found these new trees that I've never seen before in this course. And they're actually pretty cute. So I have to swing this a little right and then in to the chains. It's a chance. That was so close. Why can't I never hit a putt? So it is still fine to get a par, I think. Because this hole is so hard to birdie. Man. Straight shooter with a driver. What can go wrong? Get in the basket. No. Did that bounce? From my perspective, I could not see if that bounced like 10 meters up in the air. I might have done it. That is sad. So luck is not on my side today. This is actually a pretty steep hill and it works as a backstop. But my disc decided to jump over it. All the way out here. I am more than 10 meters long of this hole, man. I guess I just have to full send it. Nuke it, baby, nuke it. What the cracks? There's hoses on my course. I still get the par. After hitting the smallest gap on this hole, which is the last one. That is also unlucky. It was so pure that it just pured the gap. Could have hit the tree on the right, tree on the left. Just went right through it all. Maybe it's just one of those days where it is not meant to be. Hole 15. It is the easiest birdie on the course because the hole is only like 130 meters and it's a par 4. So if you really want to just get the birdie, you just lay it up down to the gap, pitch it into the basket. But that is when you have all your back because you can use approach discs. I have not been that good at approaching with this guy. So my play will just be the full send for the basket. Hopefully get close to maybe have an eagle putt or an easy approach for the birdie. Get over stable now. Right now. No. So this is what I'm left with. A lot of trees. But I see an open forehand gap up in the air. Hopefully it'll bring me right to the basket. Oh, that should be my first birdie. Come on. Because I should really also hit the putt that I have now. So this is the closest we've been for a birdie yet. Come on. Don't mess it up. Yes! Finally. I can go home with a little bit of enjoyment because I at least got one birdie. But one thing about it is, I've not played that bad. I've just missed a lot of birdie putts. Hole 16 here is the most difficult birdies to get because you both have to throw the perfect shot and then you have to miss all the trees. All in all, it's just not that good of a hole because you need so much luck. But I think I'll still give it a try with this guy. That might not be that bad, but let me tell you one thing, that was so inside. From what I heard, it thought through it all. I'm ready to be disappointed, but I think it is decent. What the dog, we're inside circle 1, come on. So this is not exactly circle 1, it's more like the beginning of circle 2, but I'll tell you, I will still love to hit this. Oh, what a birdie. What a bird it could have been. Normally during the world's best disc series, I putt really well. And me not doing it today on these, where I really want the birdie, is making me so sad. Imagine that birdie. What? 2 holes to go. Still can get a birdie or 2 still. I will go for this left gap with the backhand turnover. I think the characteristics of this disc is perfect for it. There's also the forehand, but I do not like it. I need a little bit more of a stable disc for that. That right there was about to be the furthest drive that has ever been thrown on this hole, but in the end it hit a tree and kicked me to a bad spot. It would have gotten around the corner, man. Wow. I think I hit that tree right there and then bounced out to the right, left, call it whatever you want. That could have been cruising, like inside circle 4, circle 3, 40 meters. It was an incredible shot, man. But instead, we are in here, hoping to get a roller through all of it. That was a bad tree I hit. That had the perfect angle to get to the basket, but then it hit that little tree. Stupid little tree. This is actually a putt. I'll try my best, but I don't think I hit it. Full flex putting. You are never sad with a tap-in par in this hole. You simply cannot be. I've taken too many 7s on this hole to be sad when I get a 4. So here in 18, they are reconstructing the tee pad of the white tee. So instead, that is my luck, and we play from yellow today. Sadly, the Nuke is not competing for the podium, but it is still competing with the advantage of the yellow tee here in the last hole. It would be lovely to take a birdie. But that seemed to happen all the time when you throw this hole. I did actually love the look of that throw right there. It had the right amount of zip out of the forehand. All in all, decent experience to juggle around with the Nuke. I know I have known for a long time that the rim is a little bit too big for my hands, so that is what it is. But other than that, it's been a great flyer. And that great flyer needs to be skipped in. Oh, had the right direction. But let's see where it ranks on the leaderboards. And from there's only one thing to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week where I will do a little preview of the Disc Golf Course. It's a great video, so you should for sure check in.